Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Erica and you are at the Lopsided Crafter. Grab yourself something to drink, sit back for a spell, and let's talk about all of our yarny goodness and creations. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Erica and I am the person behind the Lopsided Crafter brand. That includes knitting patterns, crochet patterns, loom knitting patterns, yarn dyeing, and all of the other fiber goodness that goes into the crafting world. So today, oh gosh, I don't even know what episode this is. Maybe row 23, 24, not sure, but you'll know by the description below. I've got a few things to show you. So if you watched my previous video, you know that I went to the Arkansas yarn crawl. And every year they do a project where everybody kind of knits or crochets the same project, and then everybody kind of meets together and then takes their picture. Well, I decided like literally 1 week before I was going that I was going to go. So I attempted to finish that pattern, but I didn't. Let me backtrack a little bit. I went to a yarn store called A Kiwi's Yarn, which is in Concord, North Carolina, and I picked up some of this yarn by Jody Long. This is called My Little Sunshine. It is an organic cotton blend. Let's see here. Do I have a band for one of these so that I don't have to take it out of there or off of there? Let's see. I really like, nope, of course not. I really like how this yarn is working up. This is color number 28, which is called Fun. It is 60% organic cotton, 40% acrylic. This is I want to say that this was a fingering weight. Yeah, this is fingering weight. It is super, super squishy. I'm really liking the way that it works up. There are, oh, this price tag is over the yardage. 330 meters or 360 yards for 100 grams. And it is 3.52 ounces. And this is a very economically priced yarn. $9.95. Now, I am doing the online, I think. It might be inline. I'll have it linked below, by Jessie Made Designs. I will say one thing about this yarn, but I'm sure that it will block out. It does show every, I shouldn't say mistake, but tension change definitely does show up in the pattern. Like, see right here, in your work. I'm okay with that because, like I said, I think that it's really going to block out. But this is kind of what I've got going on. You work from the bottom up on this pattern, and then you split for the front and the back. So I've left it on my needles so that way I wouldn't have to have any waste yarn or anything. So it's kind of hard for me to show you exactly what's going on. But this is like one side of the front. It's got this beautiful detail here that you actually do at the same time that you're knitting. It does incorporate drop stitches here on the side. So this would be the outside of your arm, and then it goes down the side of the pattern, which you do that at the same time. I believe there may be some for the front as well. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a couple days since I've actually picked this up, because once I decided that I wasn't going to be done in time to wear it at the yarn crawl, I put it up in the bag. It's not very heavy, so I actually think that once I finish this, that this is something that I would definitely wear. Now, I am a Patreon member of Twin Stitches Designs, and they are actually doing a fall off the needles cowl for their Patreon members. Okay, so here's the front. I figured it out. I had to look at it a little bit. So this is the one side, and then you pick up stitches over here to make your other front side. So this is your V-neck that you're making at the same time. See, I've already started working on this second half here a little bit as well. So yeah, anyway, Julie of Twin Stitches Designs, if you are a Patreon member, is doing a fall off your needles cowl. So I will probably start working on this again for that. It doesn't matter how far into the whip you are. It doesn't matter if you've got 3 rows left. The premise of the cowl is just to get those whips done. So I'm going to probably be working on that for that cowl. And it runs through like the end of August all the way through October, if I'm not mistaken. So I should have plenty of time. The pattern. I'm not quite sure. Now, I know that designers, myself included, that we always give we give a buffer of yarn requirements, so that way everybody will have enough yarn to do the pattern. Everybody knits a little different. So like if I used 100 grams, that doesn't necessarily mean that you would use 100 grams. You may use 110. So we always add just a little bit of a buffer in there. I'm not quite sure what is the deal here with the yarn requirements for this pattern. I am doing a 40, I want to say a 48, which gives me the amount of ease that the pattern calls for. The pattern yardage requirements said that I would need 3, it was like 2.98 skeins based on the yardage of this ball of yarn right here. Now, I do realize that this is not the same yarn, so that has a little bit to do with the difference. But I am getting gauge, So it shouldn't be that much of a difference. If I'm getting gauge with a fingering weight yarn, I should still be right around the same amount of yardage that the pattern calls for, give or take a little, because of the type of yarn that it is. Now, I have knit, like I said, quite a bit of this pattern. I am almost done with one side of the front. I will pick up and do the other side of the front. Then you pick up the back, and then you knit that up, connect it at the shoulder, without going in and doing that. And then the sleeves are like really, really small. So based on the yarn requirements, I did say 2.9. Yeah, 2.9. It was like 2.97, 2.98, give or take. So that would be 3. Well, because it is so close to that 3, I went ahead and got a 4th one. Because, with your starting yarn, your tails, whatever, that 0.02 is just too close. I didn't want to play yarn chicken. So like I said, I got 4. But this is the second one. I think I don't know how much, my scale is not near me. But this is I still have half of my second skein, second ball of yarn. And I'm not sure what's going on here. Carrie Penny and Carrie, the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and I were actually talking about designs here lately, and it seems like, I don't know if I really don't know what it is, but the suggested yarn requirement seems to be a lot more here recently in certain patterns than you actually need. Now, granted, when you buy yarn from a yarn store, you can typically take it back. But I don't want to drive to the yarn store to take yarn back. So, I'm not sure. Have you noticed that in any recent patterns of garments, whether it's knitting or crochet here recently? Have you noticed a change, or is it just happened to be the patterns that Carrie and I are picking out? Another thing that I have been working on is a sock. This is another new design, but it's kind of been like put on hold because of the other stuff. I'm wanting to design something that can be used with self-striping yarn. Something that will not only give texture to the pattern, but also incorporate and show off the beautiful self-striping yarns. So that is kind of on the side right now. This is by Turtle Pearl. Striped turtle toes. I can't read up. One thing that she does include in her yarn tags is that she shows how the stripe will work out, which I think is pretty neat. This is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It is a 4-ply yarn. You should get 7 to 9 stitches per inch on a US 1 to 2 or 2.25 to 5mm knitting needle. And then she also includes instructions on how to care for the yarn. So this came in two 50-gram hanks. So it's separate from matching socks. I don't care if my striped socks are matching or not, which is strange because I have ADHD and OCD, which you would think would drive me insane. But for some reason, socks don't bother me if they don't match. I'm not going to fight it. What I had originally done was that I wanted to include the 50-gram mini as like a different color pop here at the heel. And then work the pattern. So, like I said, this is going to be a new design that incorporates self-striping yarn and a little bit of texture to show off both. It's a lot of fun to knit self-striping yarn because, you know, you like, oh, I got to go to the next color. Well, imagine if it's not only self-striping, but a pattern as well. Okay, so I have that living in my It's bag, which would also be perfect for that new Halloween design that I'm doing. If you haven't watched the previous video, it was in the Arkansas Yarn Crawl video, where I showed what I am working on for a knitted Halloween design. That would have been perfect in that bag too. Okay, what else am I working on? Well, I showed you the online tee. Online tee, inline tee, I think I'm saying it wrong. Like I said, I will have it linked below, but that one is living in my shining bag. And I got these on Etsy, and the last time I looked, the lady that makes these was no longer on Etsy, which was very sad because I like these bags. I have a ton of project bags. Okay, so before the yarn crawl, Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarns actually put out a tester's call for this beautiful pattern, and I will put a picture of it right here. Now, this is called the Dryad, I think I'm saying that right, tank. And it is, if you can't tell, super duper cropped. I fell in love with the pattern, but I am older and not petite. So I wanted to step out of my comfort zone, but I didn't want to step out that much. So I messaged Tristan and said, I would love to do this pattern. Is there a way that I can make it longer? Now, I know sometimes when you, some designers want you to make it specific to pattern, don't want you to do any type of alterations, don't want you to make it longer, shorter, nothing. So I always like to ask first to make sure. She was like, oh, yes, most definitely. So she is actually included in this pattern a way to, it is worked from the bottom up, a way to cast on for one size, how to figure out your math to decrease for the size of your bust. So yeah, you guys definitely need to check this out. This is mine. Now, I did a little bit of striping on mine. She used her own yarn for this, which is the 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I actually chose to use what was in my stash because, again, she was okay with you using whatever yarn that you wanted. Again, some designers want you to use what they designed with, which is fine. But I went stash diving, and I picked out some of this yarn from Knit Picks palette. This is Calypso. The pink is Cosmopolitan, and this light teal up here is called Wonderland. It is tied together with an I-cord in the back. There are 2 tie options. It has a little like opening here in the back. I don't have all my ends weaved in yet. Super duper cute. And then here at the bottom, I did a different color, the Wonderland in the rib. I have done my pictures. I will put those here for you guys. What it looks like on me now. I think I could have went a little bit longer. Like I said, I'm a little older, but I'm okay with it. I really like it and think that I will really enjoy wearing it. So that pattern is now live in Tristan's Ravelry shop. So go check her out. And if you guys decide to make it, tag me and her on Instagram. I would love to see what color choices you pick out. If you decide to go longer or do the crop version, I'd be so excited to see it. So another acquisition that I got recently, which I need to do another video on this because I actually bought a Eel Wheel 6.0. I haven't even showed you yet, which is an e-spinner. I wasn't sure that if spinning was something that I wanted to do. I know a lot of you know that I have bad hips, so I didn't want to do like a normal yarn wheel because I was afraid that the repetition back and forth would cause some pain, because I have a hard time doing like the ski machines even at the gym. So because of the repetition. So I figured let's try the e-spinner. Now I did not get the Nano. The Nano is much smaller. It's not as heavy. It tends to move around a lot, I've heard. I don't know. I don't have experience with it. Like I said, I got the bigger one, the Eel Wheel, which is super economical for an e-spinner. It was like, I don't know, a little over $200. But I got some fiber, and this is from Revolution Fiber, which I think I ordered this from their actual website. Yes, I ordered this from their actual website and not from, I think they're on Amazon also. And they may even be on Etsy. I'm not 100% sure. I want to say that this is something that, even though the website does not say it, I want to say that this is something that is like dyed to order maybe. Because I ordered this. See, the whole premise of this was I ordered it. I wanted to be able to take this and the e-spinner with me to Arkansas Yarn Company for the Arkansas Yarn Crawl, so that Lindsay of Always Yarn First could kind of show me how to start. But I ordered this at like the end of June. And I left on the 14th or 15th of July, I think. Anyway, it was more than enough time. This came from North Carolina, which is one state over, and it still wasn't here when I left, and it actually did not get here until the day I came back, which was like the 21st 1st of July. I mean, it was like, it took an extremely long time. There was no communication as far as it's been shipped. I actually thought, okay, this thing's got lost in the mail or something. So I don't know. Anyway, I did get it. This is called Premium Fiber Arts and Craft Supplies, Revolution Fibers. Will I order from them again? Yeah, I'm going to give them another shot because, like I said, I think maybe this is dyed to order and maybe it just didn't say it on the website. This is for wet felting and spinning. Now, I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on fiber to begin with because I don't know that I'm going to, number one, enjoy it. Number two, I didn't want to spend a whole heap load of money on fiber for something that I'm still learning. So I will probably go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and get some of their roving and just test out before, maybe even before I use this. And also, this is sparkle. Y'all know I'm not a sparkle person. But this was the most economical I felt for learning. Pull this apart. So this is the first color, and I know you can see that sparkle in it. I mean, I don't know. Doesn't smell like wool. You know how wool gets that. But I don't know. Does fiber smell different once it's... Oh yeah, that side smells like wool. This side didn't. That side does. Okay, yeah. It's definitely wool. It doesn't even say on here what it is. And there's no invoice inside. There's a packing slip. It just says Revolution Fibers Enchanted Lands Wool Variety Pack. 8 soft, super soft, luxurious blended colors of merino and glitter. I'm not sure if this was a superwash or not. I'm going to have to look it back up and look to find out. I wanted to say that I was looking for superwash. I thought maybe I got superwash. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But these are all the different colors that I got. And it doesn't even say how many ounces it is. So, I don't know. I'm going to be breaking that out one day and learning how to do the spinning. I've got a few other things going on in the background as far as designs. I've got an Afghan pattern that I'm designing for the Addy loom, the Addy Express, and then the bigger Addy. My mind just went. I'm working on a new design for the Afghan loom by KB Looms. I've got that sock pattern design that I'm working on. I'm working on that stocking for Halloween. I'm working on my knit crochet fusion pattern. I've got a few other items in the works. And I've got a new craft that I'm going to be picking up very, very soon. I attempted to make my way to this new crafting realm today. I started filming the vlog for it. I was not meant to drive there today. I was not meant to drive there today. It is about 2 hours from my house. Only because the interstate that it's off of is not, there's no direct route to get to it from my house. So it takes me about an hour just to get to that interstate. And then once you get on that interstate, it's an hour drive. So I started my day off, and like I said, I filmed all this, and I think I'm actually going to leave that in the vlog and film when I go back. I may decide to do this order online instead, because I don't know if something's telling me that I don't need to be going there, or maybe it was just something that I didn't need to be there today. But so this is what happened. So I left my house. I got 45 minutes down the road, and my low tire pressure light came on. Okay, so any other time I'd be like, okay, well, it's just low tire pressure. Let's pull over to the gas station. Let's put some air in the tire and be on our way. But my low tire pressure light came on before I went to Arkansas. It came on probably about 3 or 4 days ago. We have an air compressor. My husband aired the tire up, and then it came on again this morning. So, okay, I'm like, all right, something's wrong with this tire. I shouldn't be losing air this quick. So I turned around, went back into town, went to Discount Tire for them to check the tire. Ends up that the sidewall of the tire was pulling away from the tread. The tires were still good. The tread was still good. It still had life on it. We have had nothing but problems out of these tires. I'm not going to say where they came from. I don't want to badmouth. I have had nothing but problems out of these tires. So much to the fact that I probably could have went back to that tire place and had all 4 of them replaced for free because we still had a warranty on them. I didn't want to deal with that company no more. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm at 5:30 seconds. 4:30 seconds is when you should consider buying new tires. Let's just go ahead and get 4 new tires and be done. So 2 hours later and 4 new tires later, I'm back on the road. This time I get all the way to Interstate 85 in Kings Mountain, North Carolina, and I'm on the interstate, and I'm listening to my audiobook, and I'm driving down the road, and everything's cool. I'm like 40 minutes down 85. I'm like almost there, and my son calls. Mom, where you at? Like, I am almost to my destination. He says, I am broke down on the side of Interstate 77. Now, mind you, this is a completely different interstate that I'm on. And I am right at this exit where they're coming off this like main thoroughfare road onto the interstate. There's like hardly nowhere to pull over. He is like literally on a bridge and so close to where the actual lane of the interstate is, he can't even open his door. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I was like, okay, let me make a U-turn. So in the meantime, we had to call my husband to go pick him up because my husband's still working 45 minutes away from where my son was, still could get there quicker than I could. And guess what? It was a tire. So now we're going to be going back to Discount Tire again tomorrow to get another new tire. And all I wanted to do was go to this store. If you watched my video about the Southern Comforts Fiber Market, I think I mentioned in that video quite a few times about this craft that I have been wanting to learn for so long, and like, okay, I really need another crafting rabbit hole. Honestly, no, I don't. But I've been wanting to learn this for a very, very long time. I have never really like jumped in. It was one of those things where you see it at, like, you see somebody with one, or you see it at a fiber market and you're like, oh, I've always wanted to do this. And you get all excited about it, and then you leave the fiber market, and then life happens and you forget about it. So that told me I wasn't in the right mindset yet to take on this new craft. I have not been able to stop thinking about this craft since the fiber market. Nonstop. Like, I have probably watched, no kidding, 200 videos on YouTube about this craft. I am going to learn it. I don't want to tell you what the craft is yet, because I want you guys to be surprised. And I want you to go along the journey with me as I go to this store. Look around. Buy what I need to do this craft. Learn it with me, because you know how I am. I am going to end up coming out with designs and stuff for this pattern as well. Or not this pattern, but this craft. Like I said, if you watched the Arkansas, or not the Arkansas, but the Southern Comforts Fiber Market, I think I might have mentioned in there what this craft is. I got my new, I did an unboxing of that. That is my Bear Valley Fibers CSM sock knitting machine, circular sock machine. I've been enjoying that, which may also be a service that may, I haven't quite decided yet, may be available in my Etsy shop soon. Tube cranking. So all you would then have to do is put in your cuffs, and then your toes and your heel for your socks. You would send me the yarn, I would crank it and then mail it back to you. Or if it was a yarn that I personally dyed, I think I may offer that service as well, for my personal yarn that I dye. I've got quite a few skeins that I need to get added to the Etsy shop. So yeah, things are busy. Things are looking up. You know. Well, I think that is probably all that I've got right now. Like I said, hopefully my next video will be the vlog, because I can't go tomorrow. It's going to be a few days before I had the opportunity to be able to go back. I just wasn't supposed to go today for some reason. And I still may end up ordering it online and having it shipped to me. I'm one of them omen people that wasn't supposed to be going for a reason. Was the reason today, or was it the reason in general? I don't know. Something I'll have to sleep on. But I will still be taking part in this craft. And Carrie Penny, if you're watching, do not say anything. Okay, guys. I think that's about it. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel by just being here. Thank you for following me on Instagram and Facebook and all the socials. I really, truly appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that has purchased a pattern from me in the past, purchased yarn from me in the past. I love so much to see your creations come to life with my yarn, or my creations from my patterns come to life with your yarn. It really, truly makes my heart happy, and I really, truly love and thank each and every one of you for supporting me, my family, and our little crafty fiber business in our little corner of the internet. So until next time, happy knitting and happy crocheting, happy looming, and happy bye.